They lifted their glasses and smiled. They were toasting my promotion. My mother, Carol, smiled big and held my father, Michael's hand. My older brother, David, hit my back. "To Sarah," Michael said loudly. "She is doing well." They looked like a good family together in my small living room. They said proud words. But when I looked at them, I only saw the people who made things hard for me when I tried to succeed. My name is Sarah. I grew up in this family. It always felt like they made things difficult for me on purpose. They did not leave me alone like in some bad stories. They did something slower. It felt worse because of that. They always made things feel less good for me. They did it in a quiet way, and they said it was because they loved me or cared about me. We lived in Oak Haven, Massachusetts. It was a quiet town with nice houses. Our house was always clean. Our yard was perfect. How things looked on the outside was very important to the Sullivan family. My father, Michael, worked with buildings. People thought he was important. My mother, Carol, helped with town events. Her name was often in the newspaper. David, my brother, was the favorite. Things were easy for him. He used family help and did not work very hard. And then there was me. I was quiet. I had to work hard for everything I got. When I was a child, I learned that what I wanted to do was not good for them. If I wanted to join the school talk group, Carol would sigh. "Oh, Sarah," she would say, "isn't that too strong? You are a soft girl." If I got great grades in school, Michael would nod. "Good," he would say. Did David remember to sign up for his summer job? When David did small things well, they acted like it was a very big deal. When I did well, they just nodded and changed the subject quickly. The worst was when I got into the state university. I got some money to help pay for it because I did well in school. It was not a famous university. My parents wanted me and David to go to famous schools so they could tell people. "It is fine, Sarah," Carol said. She did not look at me. "It is certainly not expensive. We will find the rest of the money." The rest meant I had to work 3 small jobs to pay for my place to live and the school money I still needed. David got a new car because he got into a more expensive school that was not as good, but Michael helped him get in. "It helps you learn, Sarah," Michael told me. I had asked him if they could help me pay for my small apartment. "It teaches you about money. David needs different things now." David's needs meant he got money every month, went on trips with friends, and never had to worry about school books. I just accepted it. This is how it was for me. I was not the favorite child. But they called me the one who took care of things, the one who did things herself. "Sarah is so wonderfully good at doing things herself," Carol would tell family members when we were together. She would smile like she was proud, but I knew doing things herself meant they did not have to do anything for me. After school, I had many loans to pay back. Most of the money was from me working, not from them helping. I got a first job at a company in the city. The job was hard. The pay was not much, but it was a start. I worked very hard. Many hours, early mornings, late nights. I saved all the money I could. I ate cheap food and lived in a very small apartment. I wanted to prove I could do it. Maybe I wanted to prove it to myself the most. My family kept helping me in their way. "Are you still just an analyst?" Carol would ask when we ate dinner on Sunday. She looked a little unhappy. "Should you not be moving up? Your cousin Emily is a manager now at her company." Michael would give me job advice I did not ask for. He always told me not to take jobs that seemed too big or where people would notice me too much. "That job looks dangerous, Sarah. Is it not safer to stay with what you know?" David would just give a small smile and say things about me not having friends because I worked all the time. When I started to have boyfriends, it was the same story. They had to look at him very carefully. They always found something wrong with him. My first real boyfriend, Ben, was a nice artist. Carol said he was not stable because he was an artist and did not have a sure job. Michael said he did not want enough because he did not own property. They asked him to dinner one time. They spent the whole night asking questions about his money and what he would do in the future. It made him feel very uncomfortable. He left early. We did not stay together. James, the man I met later, the one they were smiling at tonight, had money and a good job. On paper, he was what they wanted. But even with him, they still tried to make things feel less good. He travels so much, Sarah, Carol said like she was worried. Are you sure he has time to be serious? Michael asked about his plan for money if we got married. It made things strange for me and James at first, but I kept working. I worked hard for 8 years. I took the job Michael said was dangerous. I did very well at it. People at work saw what I did. I learned how to work with people at the company. I did my job well. Finally, it paid off. I got a better job title, senior analyst. I got more money and more things to do. I worked very hard for 8 years to get here. That is why they were here, at my apartment, lifting their glasses. They could not say bad things about a job like senior analyst at a good company. It sounded good. It looked good for them. But I knew how they were. This was not real pride. It was like they were trying to fix something or get ready for something. Thank you, I said. I made my smile look real. It is good that you are here. Of course, dear, Carol said. Her smile was big, but not real. We are very proud. Doing things yourself worked out, did it not? There it was, that word. Independence. This was the story they told people about why I had to work hard and did not get things easily like David. Yes, I said back. I looked at her. I made my voice a little strong. It did work out. The rest of the night felt strange. They talked about their lives. David talked loudly about something small he did well at his job, which was because Michael gave his company a lot of business. They asked me simple questions about my new job. They did not really care. They did not ask about the hard years, the money problems, the times I felt alone, the times I called home needing help and they did not help me or just said I was doing things the hard way. After they left, my apartment felt better, but it also felt heavy because of what was not said. I sat on my sofa. I held the glass of drink. It was cold in my hand. Why did their pride feel like nothing? Why did talking to them always make me feel tired and not right? I found out why soon. A few days passed. I got an email. It was from an old friend of the family, Mr. Henderson. He was a lawyer who helped my grandparents a long time ago. The email title was important. About Eleanor Sullivan's money, important. My grandma Eleanor, she was Michael's mother. She died 2 years ago. It was a few months after I got my promotion. Grandma Eleanor was the only person in my family who truly loved me without wanting something back. She did not have much money, but she always sent me cards to tell me I was doing well. She sent small checks to help me with school books. She called just to talk. She listened to me when things were hard. She did not tell me I was wrong. When I was younger and felt lost, and like no one saw me, she just held my hand. You are a good person, Sarah, she said quietly. Do not let anyone tell you that is not true. I opened the email. My hands felt cold now. The email said Mr. Henderson needed to talk to me right away about important things about Grandma Eleanor's will. He said things had just been found. Important? Found? Grandma's will was finished 2 years ago. She did not have a lot of money. She had a small house, some money in the bank, and some business money. Her will said her 2 children, Michael and his sister Aunt Carol, who had the same name as my mother, which was confusing, would get everything. They would split it equally. It was clear. I thought that was how it happened. I called Mr. Henderson right away. His voice sounded serious. Sarah, thank you for calling quickly. There are some things that are not right about how your grandmother's money was handled by your father. Things not right? By my father? My stomach felt bad. Can you tell me? I asked. My voice was very quiet. It is not simple, Sarah, he said. It is about money that was moved right before and after your grandmother died. The money was moved in a way that does not look right, especially because of what her will said about certain people and rules. He did not speak for a moment. Sarah, he said. His voice was a little softer now. It seems your grandmother changed. Her will right before she died. The changes said that you would get the most money if certain rules were met, and it looks like those rules were met. My body felt cold. Me? Get the most money? This did not make sense. Why would Grandma do that? And why did no one tell me 2 years ago? I do not understand, I said. I really did not understand. My parents took care of everything with the money. They said they split it. Yes, Mr. Henderson said. His voice was a little stronger now. That seems to be the problem. The papers show that when your grandmother died, the money was handled in a way that only gave money to your father and his sister. It did not use the new will and what it said about you. He wanted to meet the next day. I said yes. My mind was going very fast. Grandma Eleanor left me money, if certain things happened, and my parents or my father had hidden it. I thought about them smiling and toasting me just days ago. Their smiles that did not look real, their questions that seemed strange. It all felt bad and made sense now. It was not pride I saw. It was thinking about something. They knew. Or they thought something. The next day, I sat in Mr. Henderson's quiet office. The truth came out. It was harder and hurt more than I thought. He showed me papers, a new will. Grandma Eleanor signed it just weeks before she died. Other people saw her sign it. It was legal. This new will made a special account for me. Money from her bank and from when her house was sold would go into it. The rules for this money were about me taking care of myself and doing well. If I was taking care of myself and doing well when she died, I would get the money soon. If I was still having a hard time, the money would stay there and help me when I needed it. It was her way to make sure I had help, because she knew, maybe, that my parents would not help me. Your grandmother was very clear, Sarah, Mr. Henderson said in a gentle way. She was worried about what would happen to you later. She was worried you were not getting the help you should. She made these changes quietly. She asked me to keep the details quiet until the right time after she died. She did not want problems while she was sick. Then he showed me the papers about how the money was given out after she died. Michael was the one who was supposed to do it right. Money was moved, things were given to people, but it was all done using the first will, the one that gave everything to him and his sister. The new will was never used. It was like it did not happen. Based on these papers, Mr. Henderson said, his voice strong now, your father seems to have hidden the new will on purpose. He seems to have taken money and things that the law said should go to you. This looks like taking something that is not yours and maybe lying. I sat there. I could not feel anything. My parents. They were not just not good parents or making things hard for me. They had taken things from me on purpose. They took my grandmother's last gift, her last way to show love and keep me safe, and they acted like proud parents while doing it. Why? I finally asked. The word felt hard in my throat. Why would they do this? Mr. Henderson let out a breath. Only they can really tell you that. But the amount of money was large. It seems they wanted the money for themselves. Or maybe they did not want you to have money that they could not control. They chose this over doing what your grandmother wanted and what the law said was right for you. He told me what I could do. I could go to court to get the money back. It would be a fight in court against my own father. It would be very messy and public. It would break the family completely. It will hurt, Sarah, he told me in a serious way. Your father will likely fight this. He will probably try to say bad things about you. Families often do this in these situations. Are you ready for that? Ready. My whole life felt like getting ready for problems with them, even if I did not know it until now. But a fight in court for everyone to see? That thought made me feel sick in my body. People in Oak Haven knew each other. My family cared a lot about what people thought. A court fight would ruin their public image, but it would also make everyone look at me. It would force me to tell everyone all the painful things about how I grew up, all the times they were quietly mean to me, and this final bad thing they did. What if I do nothing? I asked. I was afraid of the answer. Then, he said, his voice heavy, they keep the money that is legally yours. Your grandmother's last wishes are not done, and they do not get in trouble for what they did. That night, I did not go straight home. I drove to the park by the lake. Grandma Eleanor used to take me there when I was a child. I sat on a cold seat and watched the birds swim. I cried. I cried for the young girl who always felt like she was not good enough. I cried for the teenager who worked 3 jobs while her brother had fun. I cried for the woman who finally did well, but then found out her family tried to take her safety away. And I cried for Grandma Eleanor. They took her love and hid it. They did not just take money. They took the last time she showed me her love. They took my feeling of being safe and okay. Getting the promotion felt like I finally showed myself I could do things. Finding out the truth about Grandma's will felt like the ground was gone under my feet. Everything I thought was true. Everything. They told people about me doing things myself and them helping me was a lie. The next few days were hard. I felt shocked, angry, and I did not know what to do. James was wonderful. When I told him everything, holding the copy of the new will, he just held me. He was angry inside for me. "They cannot do this, Sarah," he said. "This is a terrible thing." He did not try to tell me what to do, but he listened. He told me it was okay to feel what I felt. He said he would help me with whatever I chose. I talked to Mr. Henderson more times. He told me about fighting in court. He told me what my father might say to fight back, saying Grandma was not thinking clearly, saying I made her do it, saying it was a mistake. It all sounded bad and tiring. One night, I was lying in my apartment and looking up. The answer came to me. It was not a sudden idea. It was a quiet feeling that felt right. I could not stand the idea of a public fight in court. I could not stand the idea of people in Oakhaven talking about my family problems and Grandma's last days. It would not feel like doing what was right. It would feel like I was being judged myself. But I also could not let them get away with it. I could not let them keep Grandma's money. It was money for me. It showed she loved me when my parents did not help. There had to be another way. A quiet way. I called Mr. Henderson the next morning. "I do not want to go to court," I said. My voice was calm and strong. "But I want them to know I know. And I want them to give me my money." He was quiet for a moment. "Sarah," he said carefully, "if you do not go to court, they might not do what you want. Your father has already shown he will hide things." "I know," I said, "but I have the papers, I have the truth, and I have something else that will make them listen." I did not tell him exactly what I meant. Not yet. My plan was simple. It was meant to hurt them where they cared the most, how people saw them. I wrote a letter. It was not a legal letter. It was a personal letter. I wrote everything that happened, finding the new will, the money for me, the rules, them hiding it on purpose, the amount of money. I did not use angry words. I just wrote the facts. I put copies of the papers in with the letter, and then I added, the thing that would make them listen. I knew my father was going to get an important business award. He wanted this for many years. It was a big thing for his job. It showed he was a good, important businessman. I also knew the people who gave the award cared about if the person was honest and good. If there was talk about money problems, especially about taking money from a parent who died and from a child, it would be very bad for him. I did not say I would tell people. I did not say I would send the letter to the award people or the newspaper. My quiet power was simply that I knew the truth and had the papers, and I knew how much they cared about what people thought of them. I sent the letter by mail that is signed for when it is received. It went to my parents' house. No big show, no angry words, just the truth arriving at their door. Their reaction was fast and very angry. My phone rang many times. Michael called first. His voice was shaking with anger. "What is this, Sarah? What do you think you are doing? Do you think you can try to get money from me by threatening me?" "It is not trying to get money by threatening you, Dad," I said. My voice was calm. His was not. "It is the truth. And it is Grandma Eleanor's money, the money she wanted me to have. That old woman did not know what she was doing. You probably made her do it," he shouted. He said what Mr. Henderson thought he would say. Mr. Henderson has papers from her, doctor and the people who saw her sign saying she knew what she was doing, I said quietly. And I have the will with her signature. You know the truth, Dad. Carol called next. Her voice sounded like she was hurt and angry at me. "How could you do this, Sarah, to your own father? After we did everything for you?" Everything you did? I said. I made a sound like laughing, but it felt bad. Like calling me a problem when I was 18? Like making me work 3 jobs for school money you had plenty of? Like taking my grandmother's money? She said things fast, trying to change the story, trying to make it sound like it was my fault. That money was for us. We have costs. David needs nothing that he does not already get given to him. I stopped her. And that money was for me. Grandma made sure of it. They kept calling. They were angry. They said it was not true. They tried to make me feel bad. David even called. It was strange. He did not sound like he was helping our parents. He sounded a little scared. Look, Sarah, Dad is really upset. This award thing, it is very important to him. Can you just stop? Stop? I asked. Stop that they took money from me? That they did not do what Grandma wanted? He did not have an answer. It was quiet for a few days after that. A tense, heavy quiet. I went to my job. I saw James. I tried to live normally. But thinking about the fight stayed with me. I did not know if my quiet plan would work. I did not know if they would not care, and I would have to fight in court. Then I got an email. It was not from Michael or Carol. It was from Mr. Henderson, a short email. They have talked to me. They want to talk about giving you the money. Giving me the money. They were not going to fight. They were not going to make it a big court case. My quiet way had worked. They were afraid of looking bad, afraid of losing the award. That was enough. Mr. Henderson handled everything about the money. I did not talk to my parents. This was not about making up with them. It was about doing what was right. A quiet right. They said they would pay me all the money that was for me, plus more money for the time they kept it. They did not write that they did something wrong, but their actions showed they knew. They signed the paper, the money was sent to my bank account, just like that. After 8 years of living a life that was not completely true, and 2 years of them taking my money without me knowing, it was finished. No one knew in public, no big scene in court, just papers, money sent, and the case closed. It was quiet, and it felt right. Not the kind of right that is in the news. The kind that gives you back what was taken and lets you move forward. I used some of the money to pay off the rest of my school loans. I finally used a lot of money to buy a small home in the city. It was all mine. It was built on my hard work and Grandma's love. My parents' bad actions did not touch it. I did not tell the rest of the family the details. My parents, I think, told some story about money problems with Grandma's will that were fixed in a friendly way. The award event happened. Michael got his award. He still looked good to people outside, and I let him have that. How people saw them was more important to them than being honest or their daughter being okay. That was like a prison for them. My quiet doing of what was right was not about hurting them in public. It was about getting back what was mine. It was about doing what Grandma wanted. It was about stopping their money control and their trying to control my feelings. It was about taking the word they liked, independence, and making it real for me, with nothing hidden and no one trying to control me. I do not talk to my parents or David much now, just quick, polite talks at family events we cannot miss. The space that was always there is now a big space because I made it that way. It keeps me safe. They lost their chance to be a real family to me when they wanted money, and looking good more than being honest and caring for their daughter. James, and I got married last spring. It was a small wedding. Friends and the few family members who saw what my parents were like or just chose to help me were there. I stood there saying the words. I felt very peaceful. I was not the victim anymore. I made it through. I was building my own family, one that was honest, loving, and respectful. This was everything my growing up did not have. Sometimes people ask about my family, why I am not closer to my parents. I answer in a way that is simple and direct. It is the way I have learned is best for me. We have a difficult past, I say. We are different people, and that is enough. Grandma Eleanor's picture is on the shelf in my new home. I look at her often. She thought ahead. She was strong in a quiet way. She believed in me even when my parents did not. She gave me the base to fight for myself. She did not need big actions or everyone knowing. What she did was quiet. It was in her will. It was a last act of love that helped me finally be free. My parents still live their lives in Oak Haven. They still try to look good to people. David is probably still not working hard. Their problems are still happening, I am sure. But they are not my problems anymore. My life went in a different direction. Towards doing things myself after working hard, towards truth, and towards a quiet, deep peace. This peace is worth more than any money or being known by everyone. Some people might say I am not kind because I do not talk to my parents much and did not help them when they needed it. But I have learned that a real family is not about feeling like you have to do something or feeling guilty. It is about love, help, and truth. And sometimes, the best thing you can do is just let go of people who hurt you. Thank you. It was not easy to share, but I hope it shows that even when things are very hard, you can find your way. If you have gone through something hard with your family, I hope my story gives you some strength. If my words connected with you, or if you want to hear more stories about finding your own path, please like this video and subscribe to my channel.